Now at 9, the government is back open for now, but momentum could hit a wall if the president doesn't get what he wants.
And frigid temperatures still linger as campus begins to unfreeze. Tonight, a look at what you can expect to do to prepare your home for the next cold spell to avoid a mess like this.
And a warm-up is on the way out this month, just what you can expect from your forecast.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here with us on this Thursday night. I'm Tyler Brummett.
And I'm Emily Harless.
We do begin tonight with the dangerously cold temperatures that prompted Ball State to cancel classes yesterday. As the temperatures are on the rise, we have a new problem, Emily. That is the snow that is on the way.
Yes, and we want to get you over to weather forecaster Liz Sefchak, who has more on how much snow we can expect. Liz.
For the whole week, we'll finally start to slow down just slightly. We'll see temperatures start to warm up eventually. Overnight tonight, we're going to start to get to 15 degrees. Those mid-teens for the rest of the night tonight will warm up eventually. But throughout the night, we're going to be under a winter weather advisory that stays in effect until 10 a.m. tomorrow. And the big culprit behind that is the snow coming into the picture. We'll time all of that out, what you can expect coming up. In my full forecast, definitely going to need the layers as you head into the rest of your night tonight.
All right, Liz, thank you so much. We are looking forward to your full weather in just a moment. But meanwhile, sub-zero temperatures have kept the Ball State community busy trying to find ways to stay warm. NewsLink Indiana's Jeremy Masukovich is live tonight with more information on how students can stay ahead of the cold. Jeremy?
Yes, thank you, Emily and Tyler. Extremely cold temperatures can cause danger in a number of different ways. Whether you're protecting yourself or your house, it is important you take the necessary precautionary steps to stay ahead of the cold. You're joining us now in Doherty, where a pipe froze and burst, causing flooding in most of the lobby. Since then, maintenance crews have been able to dry out most of the lobby and should have it good to go by tomorrow.
Ball State faculty and staff have advised students of the dangers that come with the cold.
These are dangerous temperatures and these are dangerous wind chills, and you don't want to discount the fact that you could suffer physically from frostbite, from hypothermia, anything like that.
Indiana American Water released a set of steps that students can take to ensure their house or apartment remains warm. Students should remember to keep the thermostat at no lower than 55 degrees to keep pipes from freezing. Additionally, students should keep an eye out on uninsulated pipes or cracks in the walls where cold air can seep through. In the kitchen, it is smart to leave a trickle of water running and to open up cabinets to keep warm air circulating. University police made a point to keep students out of the cold on their way to classes.
The officers here on afternoon patrol, I made a special point to them that, hey, if you see somebody out walking around, student or not, in these temperatures, just offer them a ride.
To make sure you don't find yourself in a similar situation with burst pipes, it's important to be on the lookout for uninsulated pipes, especially in unheated areas of the house. UPD expects more cold coming up and is encouraging students to really layer up on their way to class this week. Whether that be extra layers, it means that more heat will be kept closer to their body, making for a safer walk to class. In Muncie, Jeremy Masukovich, NewsLink, Indiana.
All right, Jeremy, thank you so much. And the leak at the Doherty complex was reported at about 5 this evening.
No flooding was reported anywhere else in the building. The Muncie Animal Care Shelter was dispatched Monday evening about a cat left frozen in frigid temperatures. The shelter is using the story of the frozen cat to raise awareness about the dangers of cold temperatures to pets. Ball State freshman Natalie Beach found the cat and brought it to the shelter, where she also works. Beach got the call about Archie the cat minutes before the situation became deadly. Archie was seen by the vet tech shortly after arriving to the shelter and was found to be paralyzed. Beach told us that Archie's story is an example of what happens to pets if they are left outside.
Like with the cold weather we've been having lately, bring your pets in. This is like consequences of what happens. I mean, he would have died if that woman wouldn't have found him and called dispatch. So pets will die if you don't bring them in.
Archie is now being fostered by one of the vet techs, and everyone at the shelter is thankful that he is alive.
Also tonight, mail will be delivered to all of Indiana tomorrow. The United States Postal Service announced today that all routes will be delivered tomorrow in the Hoosier State. USPS put a hold on deliveries in 250 zip codes in the Midwest yesterday and today because of those cold temperatures.
The polar vortex is still ripping through the Midwest. So far, it has claimed 11 lives. CNN's Ryan Young reports.
A brutal Arctic freeze sweeping over nearly a quarter of the country, bringing the coldest air in a generation to parts of the Midwest.
It's freezing cold. My face, my toes, everything.
With a low temperature of -23 and a wind chill of -52, the Windy City's temperatures lower than parts of Antarctica and Alaska, causing giant ice breaks to blanket the river and a wall of ice steam to form along Lake Michigan and across the skyline. The dangerously cold weather even showing its strength inside.
The steam froze around where the leaks are in my front door.
In Minnesota, a wind chill of 65 below zero. These ultramarathoners crossing the finish line with their faces fully covered in ice. Police uniforms frozen completely upright to showcase the freezing cold. Residents in both Minnesota and Michigan asked to turn down their thermostats to conserve natural gas. Meanwhile, snow squalls ripping through the northeast, bringing near whiteout conditions and winds of up to 30 miles per hour in New York and Philadelphia. This time-lapse video showing the squall blowing through New York City, lake-effect snow creating blizzard-like conditions in upstate New York, dropping 2 to 3 inches of snow per hour in Buffalo, where temperatures dipped to -35 below zero. Near Rochester, a 21-vehicle wreck bringing this highway to a standstill. A snow squall also to blame for this 27-vehicle pileup near Reading, Pennsylvania.
We couldn't see anything because the snow was being driven perfectly horizontal.
First responders across the country forced to brave the treacherous conditions.
The temperature not only affects the manpower, but also the hose lines freeze up instantly.
Firefighters in Indiana covered in ice as they battled this house fire in -22-degree weather.
That was Ryan Young reporting.
Turning now to some political news, the 2020 race for the White House is already heating up. The clearest path for the Democrats runs through the upper Midwest. Contenders like Sherrod Brown of Ohio and Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota have deep roots in the region, which is where Democrats are focusing on as they work to defeat President Trump. As far as Indiana roots, South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg announced his bid for the presidency. Buttigieg served in Afghanistan and is openly gay. So far, a total of 8 Democrats have announced their 2020 campaigns.
President Trump doubled down today on his insistence that it's a wall or bust. He told reporters House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is just playing games by not offering funding for a wall and border security. The president says he could also imagine a day where she would beg him to build one.
By the way, if you go to Tijuana and you take down that wall, you will have so many people coming into our country that Nancy Pelosi will be begging for a wall. She'll be begging for a wall.
Trump went on to say he does not expect a group in Congress working to reach a deal to produce an option he would find acceptable. He also says he's, quote, not concerned about potential legal challenges if he declares a national emergency to free up funds to build a border wall. The president promises he won't do anything until February 15th, but says if the deal that comes to his desk doesn't include a wall, he won't even read it.
And more than 3,000 active duty troops are headed to the U.S. southern border. They will join the already 2,300 troops there. Secretary of Defense Pat Shanahan asked the Department of Homeland Security for more assistance. Earlier this month, they will work in surveillance and detection. President Trump confirmed the increase in troops on Twitter. He says part of their mission will be to stop migrants from Central American caravans from crossing the border.
And warmer temperatures are on the way, but there's a catch. What we'll see tonight and what you can expect later.
And keeping history alive, that's the goal for one department on campus. Yeah, they're not looking forward to it. That story, we'll have that when we come back.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, she seems fine to me.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was drunk.
No more, he was drunk.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, why didn't she tell anyone? No more, we don't talk about that. No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. A Muncie nonprofit's work has found a new home at Ball State. NewsLink Indiana's Michelle Kaufman tells us about the Facing Project.
Downtown Muncie office, J.R. Jameson and Kelsey Timmerman work on the Facing Project, which focuses on sharing first-person stories about local issues.
You know, Ball State's such a part of Muncie, and really the Facing Project was created by Muncie.
Ball State Archives and Special Collections works to collect, preserve, and provide access to the history of Muncie and Delaware County. They're now archiving the Facing Project's collection of stories.
This project starting here and then growing, it's significantly important for us to have it here in the archives, and we're very honored to have it. And building a working relationship with J.R. and Kelsey is really important too.
I hope at a minimum our project is just one of many things that are out there to help people create understanding, to find comfort in their story with our stories, and so on.
Timmerman said that in 20 years, they hope there is even a greater amount of topics covered by different books.
I really hope that there's such a diverse array of topics that people have shared on, that, regardless of what you're facing, you could search through the archives and find a story that would speak to your circumstances.
In Muncie, Michelle Kaufman, NewsLink, Indiana.
The web archive is expected to be done next month. The Facing Project book archives are available now in Bracken Library, room 210.
And also tonight, some Burger King customers might need to schedule a trip to the doctor. If you have visited the South Kentucky Avenue store in Indianapolis, you might want to listen up. According to the Marion County Health Department, customers who have visited this Burger King location recently could have been exposed to hepatitis A. The department warns potentially affected customers should be vaccinated by Monday. Hepatitis A inflames the liver and spreads by fecal oral transmission. Symptoms include vomiting, abdominal pain, fever, and jaundice. All right, and Liz, what do we have coming up tonight in weather?
Well, we've seen some brutal temperatures, but we're finally starting to warm up, but there's a little catch. I'll talk about that in the full forecast coming up.
For those who serve today, and those who served before them, for those whose sacrifice will never end, the Gary Sinise Foundation shows its gratitude through entertainment, outreach, and life-changing support. We can never give enough, but we can always give a little more. Find out how you can donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. So the past few days have been really cold, and I can tell you guys I have been freezing walking across campus to go to my classes.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of cold weather, and Liz, we were kind of talking about this before the show. I actually forgot my winter coat back at home when we came back at the beginning of this semester, and it's not been fun.
Well, what have you been wearing?
2 quarter zips.
Oh, jeez.
I already knew she was going to make that joke.
Definitely not going to stay warm with 2 quarter zips.
Yeah.
But we're seeing some warmer temperatures, so maybe that'll help out just slightly. But there's a catch to the forecast. As we get into the overnight hours tonight, we're going to see some snowfall come into our area. But for right now, we're sitting at 10 degrees. You can even see some of that snow on our live cam over McKinley Avenue. Winds tonight, pretty calm compared to what we've been feeling, only at 6 miles per hour. But it feels like it's 0 degrees, so definitely bundle up if you're headed out. The warmth isn't here just yet, but it is on the way. We've had this big blocking pattern to our current state of the atmosphere, which has been allowing for all of this cold air to sink into the Midwest. But as this starts to alleviate, all of this warmth from the south is going to start to push into our area, allowing for some warmer temperatures as we start to get into the weekend and the early part of next week. But for tonight, we're still going to stay pretty cold. The coldest temperature that we felt today was this morning. So on the bright side, we're going to warm up into those mid-teens. And that's going to be the story for the night tonight. Also, some wintry weather takes place. A winter weather advisory is in effect for the entirety of our viewing area until 10 a.m. tomorrow. And the culprit behind that is this snow system that we're starting to see push into our area overnight tonight. This is really going to start to make its way through the Midwest. Most of the heaviest snowfall is going to be past midnight tonight. But on the bright side, we'll see most of this start to clear out in the later part of the morning, the early part of your afternoon. But this will impact your morning commute. You may want to take that extra 5 to 10 minutes. It'll be slick in some spots for sure as you're headed out. Here's what we're thinking in terms of snowfall forecast. The entirety of our viewing area is definitely going to see over 2 inches of snow. We could be seeing up to 4 inches of snow anywhere south of Muncie. Areas like Henry, Sheridan, Anderson, Richmond, we could be seeing isolated amounts of over 4 inches. So definitely something that we're keeping in track while we're still looking at the models. Not everywhere will see these 4 inches for sure, but there definitely will be a stark contrast between the two. As we start to get into the weekend, here's the silver lining with all of that snow. We'll see some warmth come in just like we saw on the national temperatures, and that's going to be impacting us for this weekend. Groundhog's Day Saturday, 45 degrees. That'll be beautiful, but even better for Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, 55 degrees. It's going to feel like 1,000,000 degrees warmer than what we've seen for the past couple of days. Here's the 5-day temp trend. We're going to stay above average. The average for this time of year is 35 degrees. We'll stay well above that all the way into Tuesday, even Wednesday, pushing near 60 come next week. As we take a look at the 7-day, those warm temperatures are sticking with us. But here's something else to note. All of this precipitation coming into our area, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, definitely a wipeout. And then Thursday, we start to have a major temperature decrease. And with all the moisture in our atmosphere, you can't rule out another snow shower or two coming and making its way in.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that the groundhog doesn't see its shadow, because I'm just ready for spring.
Well, if the brutally cold temperatures didn't knock off the groundhog, I don't know, anything's possible.
And I apologize for our dumb joke just before, you know. Sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. But anyway, Liz, thank you so much. And Ethan, I guess the good news is that a lot of sports right now, they're being played indoors.
Absolutely, and that's what we need. Tonight, we'll see why Ball State basketball is trending and which Ball State player earned MAC honors. All this and more when we come back.
Isn't this perfect?
It was my pleasure. May I?
Adam, I can't thank you enough for saving me from that sweepstakes scam. I could have lost everything.
It was a classic cat and mouse game. Remember, You never have to pay to play.
You're my hero. After all these years. What's the matter, Adam? Cat got your tongue?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Ethan Gerald with sports. The Ball State men's basketball team is looking to rebound after Tuesday's loss to number 18 ranked Buffalo as they return home. Saturday's matchup features MAC East opponent Kent State for their first and only meeting in the regular season. The Cardinals have struggled lately, dropping 6 of their last 7 games. Tuesday was tough on multiple levels for the Cardinals as they nationally ranked Bulls stomped on Ball State, and senior center Trey Moses went down with a knee injury. Moses' condition is still listed as day-to-day, and no official word has come out about his status. Looking ahead to Saturday's matinee game at Worthen Arena, the Golden Flashes are in town for the 5th annual social media night hosted by Ball State Sports. Over the past 4 social media days, the Cardinals have fared fairly well, with an even 2-2 record. Last year's social media day was highlighted by Taylor Person's 3rd game-winning three-pointer to give Ball State the victory. Tip-off for Saturday is set for noon. Moving on, over to the tennis courts now, where Ball State senior Marco Guzina earned himself the MAC Tennis Player of the Week honors. This past weekend, Marco Guzina from Toronto, Canada, went toe-to-toe with Big Ten rival Michigan State. He helped Ball State command an early 3-0 lead over the Spartans by swiftly handling opponent John Carlin in straight sets 6-2 and 6-3. An impressive showing from Guzina as well as his twin brother. The inseparable duo partnered up and held a 5-4 advantage over the Spartans' top pair before the match was suspended. Ball State rests in its nest this week as they prepare for this Saturday's matchup at home against Xavier. First serve will take place at 1 in the afternoon in the Muncie YMCA Tennis Center. Well, with the polar vortex making its way out of the Midwest, girls basketball sectionals are back on as teams around Delaware County compete for a sectional title. A few first-round games scheduled for Tuesday were postponed to Friday and Saturday due to the sub-zero temperatures causing dangerous travel conditions. Yorktown was able to beat the cold, but suffered a first-round exit at the hands of Hamilton Heights by just 2 points. Hamilton Heights will face the Muncie Burrs Owls in the second round of the playoffs on Saturday. The Newcastle Trojans take on Blackford tomorrow night at 6, and Delta squares off against Jay County at 7:30. Muncie Central hosts Fort Wayne Southside in the sectional semifinals after receiving a first-round bye. Sectional championships are set for Saturday and Monday after the delays. Well, I'm just excited to see tennis get back underway. It's always great to see Ball State students come in and receive MAC honors, so congratulations to Marco Guzina as well as his brother.
Yeah, that's awesome there. And also the sectional basketball action that's going on. We're so excited for that, you know.
Pumped.
Sports, always fun.
Sports.
All right. Hey, Ethan, thank you so much. And coming up, Beyonce, she's giving away some tickets, but only if you're willing to give something out. give something up rather. Find out who Sasha Fierce is rewarding next.
One famous YouTuber is looking at the world with a skeptical eye, the new video that is raising more questions than giving answers.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
And welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Now, Emily, I know you're new to NewsLink, but what you're about to find out is that this is without a doubt my favorite segment of the night. It's time to take a look at what is trending.
Yeah, and joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Isabel Kristoviak. So what do we have on the trending news stories today?
Hey guys, so today we are moving to the music industry where Beyonce has people buzzing. The R&B queen announced free concert tickets for life for fans who adopt a vegan lifestyle. The contest is a part of her Green Print initiative, which aims to protect the environment by increasing consumption of plant-based meals. Those who wish to enter the contest don't have to go full vegan. Participants only have to start or continue taking plant-based approaches to their life to win. More information on the topic will continue to hit social media as Beyonce discusses later details. Just yesterday, American YouTuber Shane Dawson released a conspiracy series video to his channel. The video discusses Walt Disney, government conspiracies, and even face-swapping technology film producers use. His video is an hour and 40 minutes long, and Shane Dawson is one of the first to rise to fame from YouTube and is also an author, sketch comedian, actor, film director, and musician. You can catch him on his YouTube channel, Shane, as well as watch his other videos.
So Isabel, I don't know about you personally, but I'm a really big fan of Shane Dawson and conspiracy theories in general, and I actually haven't seen that one yet, so I'm gonna have to go home and watch it tonight.
Yeah, my roommate said she watched it all yesterday and she really enjoyed it. I'm not the biggest fan of conspiracy videos, and I honestly haven't really heard of Shane Dawson until today, but he seems really cool. And
Liz seems outraged.
I love Shane Dawson. I love conspiracy videos. This is just my stuff. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I finally have the time.
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about him, and so I think I should probably catch out some of his videos.
Yeah, and back to Beyonce, you know, I don't know if I would want to go vegan, even for some Beyonce concert tickets.
Well, you don't have to go full vegan. You can start by just putting in more plants into your diet, but yeah, free tickets would be nice.
All right, Isabel, thank you so much. And Liz, how about we get one final check of that weather? Hopefully we have some warm weather on the way.
Yeah, we definitely have warm weather. We're staying above average for a while. We'll see a lot of precipitation come into play. It'll try to even out what we've been experiencing for the past couple of days, I think, but we might have some more snow on the way besides what we have tonight. But that's all I've got for weather.
That's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow at noon on Facebook Live for the very latest.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night, everyone.